As the entire world has seen by now, the Kony 2012 propaganda campaign has been successful. All over the internet, hipsters and preteens have given a thumbs up to the pro-imperialist war machine. This phony movement, likely created by the CIA, has already made its way to politicians. On Tuesday, 2 lawmakers put forward legislation that would begin serious hostilities against the Lord's Resistance Army. Unsurprisingly, the resolution has been put forth by a Republican and a Democrat. Representatives Jim McGovern, a Democrat from Massachusetts, and Ed Royce, a Republican from California. It appears the imperialist camp will be going with a bipartisan campaign for war. The resolution states its goal is to protect civilians from Joseph Kony and the Lord's Resistance Army. It calls for a number of actions, including expanding the number of regional forces in Africa. In essence, it's a request for more of a military presence in Central Africa, an undeclared invasion essentially. In another section, it calls for restrictions on organizations and governments found supporting Kony. No doubt this is intended to label anyone who opposes U.S. intervention in Africa as aiding the enemy. This will be carried out in the same manner as the War on Terror. Anyone who opposes the U.S. in the NATO invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan were accused of supporting terrorism. This resolution has a definite flavor of those that were put forward before the Iraq and Afghan wars. Democrat Jim McGovern stood behind the proposal saying, "I am hopeful we can see this momentum as a force for change. We must do all that we can to protect innocent civilians, especially children, and end the LRA violence once and for all." This second step has been taken towards the imperialist invasion of Africa. Step 1 was to build a base of support from the masses using a slick Hollywood-style propaganda video and distributing it online. I'm certain that this operation to garner support for war is attempting to use the credibility of social media. For the last year or so, social media like Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook have been instrumental in the Arab Spring and Occupy movements. Channels of communication that have bypassed government control were held with more credibility than mainstream media and politicians' speeches. Intelligence organizations have no doubt noticed the power it has and how much credibility it has, and is attempting to use it for their own imperialist scheme to make it more credible. It is a devious plot to take the system set up by the masses to oppose authority and use it for the ruling class's purpose. All people opposed to the ruling class's continued drive for war should oppose the Kony 2012 movement as much as possible. Spread the word. We will not fall for another imperialist plot for natural resources that will lead to the deaths of millions for profit. This war is all about grabbing resources to aid the failing American empire as China begins to rise on the world stage. The people of this world do not want war with Uganda. No to U.S. imperialism.